Welcome to the Steady channel. If you're new here, don't worry. So are we. We're fairly new to taking you on our journey. Now, historically, we're a handyman business. We love the small jobs. That's what we started with, and that's truly what our core business is. But occasionally on this channel, you'll get some glimpses of our remodel division. We've got a whole remodel team that does remodel projects from very small upgrades to full-blown custom rehabs. And then on other occasions, you may get to see inside of a house that we're flipping. So we buy property, renovate it, and then resell it. And part of that means we get to come in and look at different stages of the renovation and bring you along for the ride. And the cool part about that for our team is we get to use this as training opportunities as well. So we'll use these flips to come in and train our new employees or employees that want to level up on something. That way we're not training on your house, we're training on mine, right? So this is one such instance where we have a property that's in about the mid stages. So the demo's been done, we're kind of building it back out. It was one that was a pretty custom renovation, which we historically don't like to do a lot of. I'll talk about that later. But what I want to do in this video is take you through a real quick walkthrough to get the layout. And then we'll go kind of room by room, section by section, and tell you what we did, why we did it. History, or I guess time will tell if we end up keeping some of the things that I'm talking about, because we're again mid renovation. So we'll come back and do a final walkthrough and compare and contrast, because we've already changed a few things from even the initial design and concept. So I'm excited to have you along for the ride. If you like this kind of stuff, I don't know if it's like, comment, subscribe. I'm so new, I don't even know what to tell you to do. But if you like this kind of stuff, the full walkthroughs, let me know. Drop a comment down below or send us a message so that we know that you enjoy this, and we'll do more of it in the future. So come with me and let me show you. You'll see some photos. You'll see what it used to look like. It was literally like a 1970s museum in here. It was pretty neat, kept very well. We did have some termite damage that we had to fix. I'll show that on some photos, disclose that here, and show you what we did to fix it. All new windows have been put in. We're coming back in with cabinetry and trim now. Drywall's done, and so it's starting to take shape. Come with me, check it out as we do a walkthrough of a renovation. Okay, this is our laundry room. Again, walk-in laundry. I've said it a lot on this video. There's a ton of features in this house that you just don't always get with houses in this neighborhood this size. This one had washer and dryer. Washer, dryer. A lot of room. Like, there was a ton of space in here. There was not a cabinet here, so we've chosen to add one. By doing that, we've accomplished a couple of things. We've gotten a folding top, even more storage, drawers and doors. We've been able to hide the dryer vent that goes through here, which they're just unsightly to begin with. Added a hard pipe all the way out. Now, right on this other side of this wall is the garage. And a lot of houses in our area, we see this with our handyman business a lot. The dryer vents are dumping into the garage. Well, it's getting lint on everything. So we reroute those a ton for people. So shameless plug, call us if you want to reroute your dryer vent. So we took this one, it's going to go all the way through the garage, all the way outside, then we'll build a box around it on the floor, and it becomes like a little shelf at that point. Then you can't see it either. Doing the same thing with the water heater that's here, the drain panel run, kind of in the similar channel going that way too. Obviously still have doors to do, and then we'll put a little hanging rod up here for clothes that are coming out of the dryer that don't need to be dried, or coming out of the washer that don't need to be dried. Okay, so we're standing in the kitchen, and where you are looking back towards here. I'm going to flash a photo somewhere over here of what the house used to look like. It was honestly a kind of a museum from the 70s. A lot of paneling, a lot of wood, really cool house, but we're going to make it a little bit more modern. So starting first with this kitchen area, in that photo you'll see there was a bank of lower cabinets right here and then uppers, and so the view is pretty constricted. And you'll also see in that picture, this was one big wall that comes across, right? Uppers that came down, lowers, and then one full wall. There was a door here. This door came all the way over. Pretty chunky is maybe a better word to say it. So we've taken this and opened it up a little bit and added a slide up bar. So what will eventually be here that you can't see is a bar top that goes out about 18 inches where you can slide under. Now we did a hop up here. There's kind of some different views. Do you go straight across or do you do a hop up? Which one's in style, which one's not right now? We chose to do the hop up primarily because if you've got kiddos or really anybody that's eating here, the oven's going right here with the cooktop. And so there's a whole slide in range and it's gonna be hot. So we don't want little fingers getting near the hot. There will eventually be a range hood that goes here to pull exhaust out. So that will construct some of the view, but the rest of it will be open and we'll build around it to make it look like a focal point. All right, so this shows a view from the middle of the kitchen looking back into what we could call the dining room. We could call it a living room. And I guess we could call this a keeping room depending on what certain circles you run in. This is a semi-open concept is the best way I'm going to put this. There used to be one door right here with a wall going all the way back, one door right here, so very closed off. Now we've opened it up enough to allow some free flow through here, but enough separation to make you feel like you've got separate rooms for separate activities. This could still be a formal dining. It could again be some sort of a playroom, or it could be a second living room when you've got multiple parties in here hanging out. All right, so this is one of my favorite views of the home where you get to see from the front door perspective, kind of where you're standing back into, I'll flash a picture here. This used to be a formal dining room. So there was kind of some columns on the corners, Roman looking columns. I don't know what they were. They were kind of here, and then dining room back, and then sitting room, I guess, back this way. One of the unique things about this house is we had the opportunity to create a walk-in pantry and an office. So now we have a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, heated and cooled sunroom, walk-in laundry, plus walk-in pantry and an office. I'll show you in a second the bedroom that used to be an office that we reconverted to a bedroom to get the 4th and not lose any space. So for a house this size, it's incredible that we get all of that under one roof, which as an investor, that's one thing we look for is how do you add value in the space you already have without pricing yourself out of a market? Forgive me. We were fortunate enough to get these doors. I love being able to work in fun doors. We're not sure yet if we're gonna sand these down and stain them or paint them. I think we're gonna paint them the same color as the lowers in the kitchen, or lowers and uppers in the kitchen. But these came from Old House Depot. Shout out Old House Depot. That's where all of us go to get our old stuff. We got fortunate to be able to find twin French doors that matched each other that came out of the same unit. And so we'll eventually put frosted glass, security glass, whatever word you want to use there so that you can't see into the pantry or into the office. Because if you're like me, I work from home and I kind of have squirrel syndrome where I'm looking all over when something flies by. So I need some glass, but I don't want to lose my light and make it feel as open, right? So that'll come next. We'll show you that in the after. This was the bedroom that was originally used as an office. So here, I'll show a picture, was a built-in desk area. And we don't need that anymore because we found extra space to create one yonder way. So we reframed in a door, or I say reframe, we framed in a door, added a light, hanging rod, shelf. So now this created the next bedroom. So now we're at 4 total bedrooms with the office over here. Okay, so we really only had what I would consider 2 main event changes in this house. Like obviously we touched every surface, but reconfiguring there was only 2. And honestly, when I'm doing for an investment for a flip, I'm not a huge fan of doing a ton of remodeling and wall moving. The more custom you get, 1, the more expensive it can be, but 2, the more decisions you have to make. And we're trying to remodel for the masses. It's not so much a custom how I would do it at my own property. So I mean, 9 times out of 10, what I would do may not be what everybody else wants. In this home, though, I think it's the rare occasion that it is. So again, it just takes a lot of thinking, but the office and the pantry area and the kitchen, that was a pretty big remodel move, right? This was the other section. So I'll again flash another photo, but what used to be, hopefully this comes through, the wall for the bedroom used to be right here, and you entered the closet right down there. Obviously we flushed the wall out. The idea was we want to be able to leave the bathroom getting ready in the morning, go straight to the closet, get dressed and walk out without disturbing somebody here or just without bringing that out into a different room. I'm big on keeping clutter and stuff in its place and being able to keep each use separate, right? Now, the dilemma we ran into was ideally you'd love to take this wall all the way down to make it a flat surface. We have 2 big windows here. So we had options. We could either go down to 1 window, I don't really want to do that, kick open the brick and do a new window, and now I've got electrical and plumbing right here that I have to move, and matching that brick would be absurd. We're gonna paint it, so that could be here nor there, but anytime you add brick, even if you're really good, you can still sometimes see that. So I wanted to keep those lines as clean as possible outside. But now what you have, as we thought about it, you've now got a reading nook potentially. You could put a chair here with a lamp. If you've got a family with a young kid, fantastic spot for a bassinet. Or you could put some furniture here. You could put built-ins, you could put a chef robe, a dresser, I don't know all those terms, but you see what I'm saying? You could put some furniture there. But then what you have now is this whole space now became a closet. So historically in this particular neighborhood, most of the houses have small bathrooms, very small closets. And in the primary, traditionally you would like to have a larger, or today you would like to have a larger bathroom, larger closet. In this neighborhood, if you were thinking about this for a resale, it's not as big of a deal because every other house, probably 90% of them has the same size, but we saw the opportunity to create a different layout and we chose to do so. Now I'm gonna take you inside of the bathroom and show you what we did different in there. All right, so I know this is not ideal. You can't get the full shot. And this has a fan coming through, so I hope you can't hear it as much. Bathroom, primary. You are currently sitting over the toilet, or it will be. This used to be a tub. A wall came out to right here. There was a toilet where you are and a stand-up shower here, and then of course the bedroom. Then there was a vanity top double sink right here. We have a tub just right there. And honestly, with steady remodeling, we're remodeling bathrooms, we are probably 50% taking the tub out of the primary and just leaving a shower, especially if there's a tub really close by, because you get so much more space for a custom shower and vanity. So we also wanted to create some privacy for the toilet, which we could do here, and I'll show you that in a second. So we added this shower, which will be custom tiled all the way to the top. There'll be a glass door here at an angle. So by giving it this 45-ish angle, we're able to create a little bit bigger shower space going this way, but not make the room feel so cramped by just chopping that corner off. And the reason why is there's now a slide-in vanity right here to be able to sit, do makeup, you name it, and you don't feel as cramped because the wall doesn't come all the way over. You've got an angle right here, so that worked out well. There will be a sink right here, vanity, sink. And then I will flip you around and show you toilet and closet. All right, so now I'm standing in what will be the toilet. There will be a pocket door, so this will all be drywall to here, and then there'll be a frame inside of here, and the door will slide over, slide back. I'll have to do an after video that shows that happening. And then your closet is right over there out of view. And again, this used to be toilet, I think it was facing this way. I'll throw a picture up, and there was a shower somewhere right here. And the header came a little bit further down, so it just felt really cramped. We've opened everything up. All right, so on this one, you'll see a photo right now where there used to be 1, 2, 3, I think it was 4 small little spindly white columns that didn't really match well with what we were going for. And you'll see they had these arch tops that were more period specific on the trim. So we pulled all that down, put these big nice beams in. These will be stained. I'm not sure the color yet. Changing the shutters out to custom built cypress shutters to match this. We'll paint those a color, and then we're also painting the whole house, painting the brick.